everybody, back into another episode of Steam versus Machine. Of course, as always, I am your host with the most, Truman and Steehnmachine Steehn, and as always, I'm joined by the lead handicapper over at Winners and Winers, Scott, the Steamroller Steehn. Scott, how are you doing?
The guest that's the best.
The guest that's the best. Oh, that's right. We talked through this. Yes, that's right. You got a cool little nickname yourself now. That's right.
That's because you were going to call me. You're going to give me Evans.
Owens, the beast with the least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the guest with the best. There you go. Fair enough.
Guest is the best. Yeah. So good
Welcome
to be here.
Everybody in the guest with the best. Scott the Steamroller Steehn. Scott, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Of course.
Oh, sure.
Oh, now you got your repeat on now.
I know, right?
Oh my god, we're not even recording that late. Welcome everybody in. We are back. Week 15, right? 15, 16, 17.
Yes, it is.
Gosh, they all start to run together a little bit here. But week 15, we're recording here Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. and right in the middle of Thursday night football. San Francisco is driving last time I checked. I hope they still are. I've got them -4.5.
They're not. They had to punt, but then they just knocked a fumble loose and returned it down to the 5.
Nice. I was about to say, I see that they have the ball on the Seattle 6, first and 6. Nice. I need a McCaffrey touchdown, and then for the FanDuel boost cash. So
I need 4 more yards from McCaffrey to get over my receiving total of 35.5. He had 32 in the first quarter, and hasn't caught a pass since. So
nice. Yeah, I needed 80 total yards from McCaffrey, a touchdown from McCaffrey, and a touchdown from Kittle. That was the FanDuel boost. It was boosted up to 750. And the Kittle...
Your 80 yards may be home.
Yeah, I believe it is. And Kittle touchdown is the hardest leg of that.
73 right now, by the way.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
and then...
good shape.
Yeah, and McCaffrey just ran it down to the 1. So, other than all that, welcome everybody in. As I said, I'm the Machine. That's Scott Steehn. This is Steehn versus Machine. Let's recap last week, shall we?
Sure.
Scott, another good week for you. You're up on me right now. I incorrectly marked mine as just on these last week picks. I marked myself as 3-2. I was actually 2-3. I had the Eagles -7. That cashed. I had Jacksonville, Tennessee under 41. Not even close. I had the Chiefs -8.5. God, they were up 27-0. They were up 19 points on the spread and blew it.
Yep, they did.
Oh, nice. McCaffrey in for the touchdown. Love it. I hope you're not behind on the stream.
I am, but that's all right. I don't care. Once he got within 4 yards, I don't really care what happened. I don't have a side or a total. I just got that prop. So
I could have used that being a Brock Purdy passing touchdown to him, but I'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. I Chiefs -8.5 again. They blew it. Seahawks -3.5. They struggled. They're looking not great anymore.
Yep.
Struggled against the Carolina Panthers last week. And then I had the New England, Arizona under 43.5. Luckily, that did cash.
It did cash.
Right at 40. Scott, you went 3-2.
All right.
You had Pittsburgh, Baltimore under 37. That cashed. Just a terrible... I don't know, just a low-scoring game. I guess if you let the AFC North is really the Big Ten of the NFL, where it's just hard-nosed, rough and tumble, ugly football that isn't going to score a ton of points.
Same states.
But it's kind of fun to watch.
Same states involved.
Yeah, it really. I mean, well, not now, not once they had the USC and UCLA, but yeah, pretty much. Well, you also had the Bengals -5.5. They covered against the Browns. They struggled a little bit early in the first half, but ended up putting them away. You had the Titans -3.5. They did not cash that. Jacksonville looking different these last couple weeks. Trevor Lawrence actually playing well, like a first-round pick, like a first.
No, they were up. They were up early. Just couldn't get it done. Couldn't stop the Jacksonville offense.
No, which feels weird to say. You also had Miami and the Chargers over 53.5. That was a loss. Man, you almost barely didn't cash on over 53.5. Tua passing yards. Tua, of course, stayed in the double digits. Not great. Not great. You remember when he was an MVP candidate? That's crazy.
Fun times. Like 3 for 15 in the first half, whatever it was.
Yeah, crazy. Terrible. They put a little man coverage on him, and he forgot how to play quarterback. But you also luckily had the 49ers.
I don't know if you saw that tweet about press coverage, about how he's done against press coverage, but it ain't good.
It's not good. Not good at all. No.
2 yards less per attempt. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, no, you're fine. No. You also had the 49ers minus 3.5. Cashed. Easy. Never. Who'd they play again? That game was not close, if I remember right.
We played the. Not the Dolphins. That was the week before.
The Tampa Bay. They handled
Tampa Bay, yeah.
Beat the hell out of Tampa Bay, yep.
Wow.
Yep. All right. So, again, a recap. You went 3-2. You're plus 84. I went 2-3. I was minus 132. That brings our season totals. You are 32, 37, and 1. That's minus 799. I am 35, 34, and 1 at minus 175. So, we need to stay positive. We need to keep going. We need to keep moving.
Plug that big hole.
That's right. You've been chipping away, getting
I need
chippy.
I need to break through for one of those 4-1 or 5-0s. You know.
Yeah.
3-2 just ain't gonna get it done.
No, not plus 84. You need a 3-2 where you're cashing a plus 235 or something.
Right.
Well, all that to say, let's take a look at our picks. Scott, you will have to start off. You know, winners or make it, take it. Oh, almost messed it up. What'd you have?
Oh, just about had the ball as he was throwing it, just for a sack. But,
damn.
Completed it to Metcalf with 34 seconds left, but I think it's coming back. OPI.
Fair enough.
It's my favorite time of the year, buddy. It's Saturday night. It's Saturday NFL football. I got a triple header all day Saturday. Starting off with the Ravens and the Browns, and that's the one I'm going to play. I'm going to take the under 38 here. It looks like Hundley is going to be good to go. Okay, great.
Sure, whatever.
He's apparently he's not on the injury list currently. He wasn't concussion protocol. It looks like he's cleared, but this is a team that wants to run the football anyway. The last time out, they threw the ball just 17 times and ran it 42. I expect to see more of the same in this one. Browns, they're also a run-first team, but this Ravens run defense is pretty good. So I expect to have the Browns have a little tougher time of it than usual. Deshaun Watson's still not playing well yet since his return from MassageGate. This number's actually gone up from 37.5 to 38. I don't know where the over money is coming from, but I'm going to stick with the under 38 in that Ravens-Browns game.
Yeah, this is actually a weird one. My system had it at exactly 37.2. So I guess I'm riding the under with you. But I'd say Vegas nailed it. It's funny, I actually was looking up the name of the other Ravens quarterback. I remember it was another A. Brown that wasn't Antonio.
Anthony Brown from Oregon.
Anthony Brown. It's actually funny if you Google A. Brown. Well, okay. I just put A. Brown Ravens QB. The ESPN article of Anthony Brown's stats news bio comes up, but it's a picture of Lamar Jackson. It's kind of funny.
Nice.
Yes.
It's also not to be confused with A. Whitney Brown, comic and writer from Saturday Night Live.
Fair enough. I'll try not to get him confused.
Great opener. Hello, my name is A. Whitney Brown. Someday, if I'm successful enough, I hope to be the Whitney Brown.
That's very funny. That's a good one.
I thought it was.
All right. Fair enough. Well, we'll move on to my first pick of the week. Scott, I'm Miami Buffalo over 44. Listen, I don't expect this Dolphins offense to be stymied for too long. Look, I don't think what they had last week was indicative of a large overall problem. Look, I think if Tua is an NFL quarterback, I believe he'll eventually figure out press coverage, is the hope. And even then, I believe if you have explosive receivers like Waddle, like Tyreek Hill, I think they'll be able to find a little bit of open space, be able to make it work. And also this Buffalo offense, still feeling good about it. Josh Allen, no longer really an MVP candidate. He's really regressed towards being pretty normal, but still good. Still good enough up there to put up enough points. I like the Bills, Dolphins over 44.
Go home. You're drunk. You have the Weather Channel on your computer, right?
Hey, the Buffalo.
I'm looking at this Buffalo Bill Miami.
You know what the weather's going to be, right?
I know.
Okay.
It's a couple inches of snow.
Yep.
Couple feet of snow.
18-mile-an-hour wind, about 25 degrees, big time snow. So good luck on your over.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I will say you're chasing steam because it has gone from 42 to 44. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I'm gonna play the same game. I'm not going to touch the total. I'm going to take the Bills -7. It sounds like a great night to be in Miami. This is going to be a brutal game. You got to love those Saturday night snow games. Really, nothing better.
No.
First time around, it was a problem that they had with the hot weather down there. Everybody was too hot. And the difference in that game, because the Bills really outplayed them. They outgained them by a substantial amount. Better than 2-1. Better than 2-1 on time of possession. Better than 2-1 on first downs. But the difference was red zone defense. The Dolphins were able to stop the Bills on 2 of their 4 trips into the red zone, while Miami cashed their ticket all 3 times inside the 20. So I think we're going to see a little bit of difference this time around. And I'll take the Bills minus the 7 points against a Miami team that, if you look at the historical stats, if you look at Tua's stats in cold weather, ain't good. Not good.
Nope. It's from Hawaii.
Every time I try to, he's from Hawaii. Every time I try to make the case that, they played in the cold weather in college, and it's, they're grown men. They go out there. Every time I do that, the warm weather team goes out there and absolutely shits the bed and looks like they want no part of being there. So
yeah,
I'm done saying how it doesn't make a difference. Apparently, it does.
Hey, well, San Francisco is playing well in probably cold Seattle right now. So there you go. There's a little bit to add to you.
It's 37. It's perfect.
It's chilly.
That's chilly. Yes, it's chilly. You're right.
That is pretty good football weather, though. 37 ain't nothing to... I would have gone no sleeves. I'm a big no sleeves guy.
Do me a favor. Go out there by the lake sometime in December when one of those snowstorms comes rolling through.
Oh, in Buffalo?
It is not pleasant. By any of the lakes. I got caught on the east side of Lake Michigan one time with the lake effect snow, and there is nothing I've ever seen like it. It is just unbelievable.
Well, I'll be in Chicago for Christmas. Hopefully I won't see that. So
it goes the other way.
Oh,
it goes the other way.
I've wondered about that because I was like, I swear they don't get like a ton of snow. Like I don't remember my girlfriend ever mentioning getting feet of snow like you get in Buffalo. So I was wondering that explains a lot for me.
I think it's snow like Iowa or something else that is the same as far as the latitude, but
yeah,
you're on the other side of the lake because of the prevailing winds usually go west to east. That's where you're catching the same snowstorm that dumped 4 inches in Chicago will dump 14 inches in Michigan on the other side of the lake.
Fun. That's interesting. I have to ask you.
A little something here.
Did you learn all of that because of football, or did you just happen to learn that for some other reason?
I learned it because I was trying to drive to a gig.
Okay, fair enough.
Tried to. I think I know I've told you the story. You had to turn your headlights off because of the glare.
Oh yeah.
Because if you have your headlights on, it is just white. You see nothing in front of you. So everybody runs with their blinkers on, and you crawl along, and you pray you're not going to run into somebody. That's all you can do. Because you can't stop. Number one, you're not sure where the side of the road is. Number two, you got just as good a chance of getting plowed into if you're sitting there.
Right.
So you're really kind of in no man's land. You got to go.
I'll say the closest I think I ever saw to something like that was we had really bad fog on our way back to Manhattan one time, and I swear you couldn't see a car length in front of you. It was very odd.
Yeah.
Just very weird.
Not good, sir.
Nope. All right. All that being said, I'll still stick with the under. I like your Bills -7. I think they are just better. I think the Dolphins are coming back to reality a bit after everybody. I think their stock really peaked about 3 weeks ago. I think everybody's realizing, I don't think they're going to get there this year. Maybe we pump the brakes just a bit. But as a Chiefs fan, I hope you're wrong. I hope it's Miami -7.
Everybody's sitting there with those 2 MVP tickets at +500, +450. You could rip those up.
Yeah.
So.
Yep, that's over. All right. Speaking of MVP candidates, my next pick, I got the Eagles -9 over there, taking on man, I want it. Sorry, I lost it. Taking on Chicago. Hey, that's funny. We're just after mentioning it. Listen, this Chicago team, not good. This Eagles team, very good. And pretty good at covering the number, too. They take opponents and they beat them like they should. It's weird because I still don't necessarily believe in this Eagles team. I don't believe they've played many great teams. But I think they beat the hell out of bad teams. And I think they beat them in convincing fashion. They should certainly be a Super Bowl contender, if not the Super Bowl favorite right now, just because of how convincingly they beat teams. There's, people, whenever they lost to Washington, everybody always say, well, was that one of the worst undefeated runs we've ever seen? No, it wasn't. The Eagles really are taking care of business, and I like them to take care of business here in Chicago. I like the Eagles -9. My only concern is that for whatever reason, Justin Fields seems to keep it close and fall apart in the fourth quarter. I'm just hoping he falls apart in the fourth quarter enough to cover my 9 for the Eagles.
I think he'll be good. I had the Eagles against the Texans, and they kind of played with their food a little bit too much. But then since then, they've really been on a good run as far as covering the number.
Yeah. I mean, they still even got 12 on Texas. I think they needed to cover like 15, so they didn't get there. But, I mean, they still beat them by 12.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I had 14 and a half, something like that.
Right, so. Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So I'm going to do something I haven't done all season, and I'm going to take the Chiefs to cover a big number against the Texans. And I'm always wary of the Texans at home. They're a team that definitely can get down in the mud and roll around with you. That was a game they should have won. They couldn't punch it in there at the goal line at the end of the game to solve it away. And the Chiefs, as we've seen, have an ability to play down to the level of their competition. But I don't think it happens here, mainly because this Houston team is really banged up right now. Dameon Pierce is doubtful. Quick reminder, we say it every week. Nobody that is listed as doubtful has played a game in the NFL this season.
I believe he's pretty much officially out. I thought they had pretty much ruled him
out. But so that leaves you with Rex Burkhead and Darway Okunbowale. Yeah, so.
Hey, good try. That's a good try.
Sure. So I think Rex Burkhead's 45, 46 right now. So that's just not impressive. I just don't know how this team moves the ball because their top 2 receivers are also questionable for this game. Brandon Cooks made it back to practice with a calf injury. He was limited on Thursday. He'll probably go. Nico Collins, I don't think will go. He's has not practiced yet this week with a foot injury, and there's also a left guard Kenyon Green is on the list as well, and we'll see how he goes. He was limited as well in practice. A couple of pretty good pieces that are at least one of them is familiar to Chiefs fans. Steven Nelson. For Steven Nelson, Truman.
Oh wow, what?
He's
still around?
Yep. He's got an ankle injury, so we'll see how he responds. And Derek Stingley is also injured, and he has not practiced yet this week. So a couple of key injuries at key positions there, I think, is going to make this team vulnerable to getting beat by more than 14. We saw the good, we saw the bad, we saw the ugly with Kansas City last week against Denver. This is a team that really needs to put it together. I think they do it here. I think this is one of those feel good, get right games. The fun trip home is the Chiefs win by 20 plus. Give me that. Give me the KC -14.
We're waiting for one of those games all year for him. Well, ever since really the game that was for him was the San Francisco game. That was really the best feeling.
The Niners and the Bucks game were
Niners and the Bucks. Yeah.
But
now looking back on it, you don't even feel that good about the Bucks because you realize how bad the Bucks were. But
they've let other bad teams stay close.
Exactly. That's what I was getting ready to say. Is to be fair, they haven't beat the shit out of bad teams like that. So
they don't. They barely beat the Raiders. They beat the Chargers twice by 3.
Denver by 6. God, a real stupid 6 too. Jesus.
And that's a game the Chiefs could have lost if Wilson would have stayed healthy. There was a very distinct possibility that he would have been able to convert on one of those last 2 drives there that Rippon was not. So
yeah, crazy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Man, see that goose egg that Russell Wilson had on his head also?
Mm-hmm.
God, that's crazy.
I haven't seen one that bad since you took the forehead-to-forehead contact there at the goal line playing flag football.
I told somebody that at work, actually. But I also told him, it looks like he's, and I don't know what it is. Listen, man, I don't understand because I wore my helmet so tight in high school when I played. But, man, I swear those guys just do not wear their helmets tight at all. And I swear that goose egg was from Russell Wilson's head slamming into his helmet on the ground.
That's the only way you can get it.
Yeah, which is just a sign that you're not wearing your helmet tight enough. I feel like. I mean,
I wonder about that too. I see these guys with their helmets come flying off, and Jesus Christ, man, I needed two guys and a crane to get my helmet on when I played.
Right. Yeah.
It was incredibly tight. There's no way you would rip it off without bringing one of my ears with you.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are taking car crash level hits. And they're just like, oh, I'll keep it loose. It's a little tight on my head when I play. Can't think.
These guys run 15 to 20 miles an hour, and they're running into each other at full speed. I'm no physicist, but I'm pretty sure that's like 30 miles an hour into a wall.
Right. Listen, I don't think the helmet. I don't know how much the helmet really helps, but it helps even less when you wear it loose. I feel like. But yes. I am no expert. I'm no NFL player. What I am though is someone who's going to bet the Pittsburgh Carolina under 37.5. Man, these are two terrible teams. Two terrible offenses. I think it's fair to call them bad teams also. I actually like Pittsburgh on the money line here, on a weird one. Carolina has been playing better. They have been playing, I think they've covered, 5 straight times since Wilkes has taken over. But we're not betting the spread here. That was just, the system says that it gives me the Pittsburgh money line. But what I do like here is the under. Even with Steve Wilkes taking over, the offense certainly hasn't blown me out of the water. They still have him as a bottom 5 offense in the league for the year. And in the number 6 worst offense spot, I have Pittsburgh. But on the contrary, I have Pittsburgh as the 11th best defense, and I've got Carolina as about a league average defense. So yeah, I really like the under 37.5 here. As I just don't believe in either of these offenses, especially with Mitch Trubisky. And although I think Kenny Pickett might have been better for my under, I think Kenny Pickett's terrible also. But they've got a terrible option there in Pittsburgh.
Well, here's a fun fact about Carolina. Everybody bitches, Carolina. Well, they don't deserve to be in the playoff hunt. That's Tampa Bay's division. Tampa Bay and Carolina have the same exact point differential. They're both minus 30. How about that for your first place teams? I don't know whether it's going to be Pickett. I don't know whether it's going to be Trubisky. To me, Trubisky's like a shitty version of Pickett that can't run. But this Steelers team has gone back to basics and running the football with Najee Harris. I think that's what they're going to do against this Panthers defense that's shown a little bit of vulnerability towards the run. I think they're going to have some success moving the football, at least between the 20s. Steelers defense, you touched on it. They're still solid. I think my bold prediction for this game is neither one of these teams gets to 20. I think it stays well under the total of 37.5.
Pittsburgh been playing a lot of games like that lately. A lot of 16-13, 19-13s, 17-13s,
And I'll tell you right now, if this game ends in a 19-19 tie, I will stop handicapping and get a different job.
Hey, here's the thing: if you just bet that for $10, I assume you could probably take the rest of the year off. So
I would think so. I would think if you can get 19-19 final, you're going to make some money.
Yeah, 16-14, 19-16, 24-17 is the outlier being the Bengals 37-30. Before that was 20-10. They had 35-13 where the Eagles put up 35. 16-10 against the Dolphins. 20-18 against the Bucks. Man, there's just these are great scores for a team that I'm betting the under on. Yeah, give me that. I'm actually absolutely there with you. I'm glad we agree on a pick here. My third pick, your fourth pick. All right. Moving back onto my fourth pick, I've got, again, 2 terrible offenses. Arizona, Denver, under 37. The only question mark there is what Brett Rippon's going to do for... Brett Rippon? Is that right? Am I getting that right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm worried he had a different boring white guy name like Kyle Rippon or Matt Rippon or something.
Josh Rippon.
Josh Rippon be another great one. Rippon, also a great name for a great last name on a quarterback. It sucks that he's terrible, but really ripping it. But he's not.
Well, in fairness, his uncle is pretty bad too. So,
hey, that's nice at least. Yeah, give me the under in that game. Kyler Murray out. Offense just isn't as good with Kyler Murray. It's not as dynamic. I'm not sure it's not as good, but I still don't believe in it anymore with Kyler Murray out. I certainly believe in it a lot less. I believe DeAndre Hopkins can only do so much, especially with Colt McCoy probably throwing him the ball. And if not Colt McCoy, then Trace McSorley. Neither of those guys make me feel great in the year 2022. Denver's offense, we saw it last week. I believe they're terrible. I mean, I think they moved the ball on turnovers against a bad Chiefs defense, or a league average to slightly below league average Chiefs defense that got put on short fields 3 times in a row on interceptions. I don't expect that to continue to happen, and I especially don't expect Brett Rippon to convert on those short fields as well as Russell Wilson did. Give me Arizona, Denver under 37.
Yeah, this is a really, really banged up Denver team right now. Besides Wilson, and who's officially questionable, you've got some questions there as far as Kendall Hinton goes, and I'm trying to look who else here. Cortland Sutton, of course, he lives on the injury list. There's your Kittle, buddy.
You score again?
Long touchdown, first play of the second half.
Oh, fuck. I love that because I've got Brock Purdy, and I'm playing against a guy who has George Kittle, but he has him on the bench. But he has Christian McCaffrey in. So, I love that.
Outstanding. Also, Dalton Reisner is questionable for this one. So, I think whoever plays quarterback is going to be hassled all day long in this one. So, I'm a fan of your play. That was probably my 6th pick there.
Yeah. My joke that you missed that I waited to say was Russell Wilson's probably been playing questionably all year.
Oh, very good. Very nice.
He said he's questionable this week, but he's been questionable all year.
It means step on your line there, bud.
Right.
My final pick, and that was like I said, that one was close. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I'm gonna go with your Superchargers -3 against the Titans. Hey, Titans fans, good news. Your run defense is still really good. Bad news is your pass defense is just a pile of oily rags looking for a spark. And I got more bad news. Chargers don't give a shit about running the football. Don't care. Don't care.
Chargers
Can't
mascot.
run.
They're literally a spark. Their logo is a spark.
Right. There you go. You've got Palmer Williams and all healthy. Palmer Williams and Allen all healthy again for the second straight game.
Yes.
I think there's your spark right there. I think those oily rags get set ablaze. Titans have given up better than 380 yards through the air the last 2 games. Pound those Justin Herbert yardage total overs. Pound the Chargers -3.
I was actually just reminiscing on tonight on the Justin Herbert 1 touchdown DraftKings boost from earlier in the season. That was just a fucking dumpster fire that I bet the max on. It was like $25 or $50, whatever that max was, but just was reminiscing on that tonight.
Very nice.
But yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I had the Chargers -4, but obviously with Williams, Keenan Allen, and Palmer all healthy. Everett looks healthy too. You think this Chargers team's gonna make a little bit of a playoff push here?
I certainly think it's possible.
They're just on the outside looking in as both them, New England, and the Jets are all 7-6. Weird to say that, honestly. But I think the Chargers have a better setup for sustainable success there. And if they make it in there, Chiefs-Chargers, first round of the playoffs, I'm a little worried for the Chiefs, honestly. It's hard to beat a team 3 times, especially if Mike Williams is healthy.
Stop saying that. It's one of the dumbest things people say this time of year.
It's never really true. I know.
Well, you beat the shit out of them twice already. You're showing you can do it. Why would it be hard? It's not.
Well, but when you beat them by 3 points twice, it's probably they might.
You will hear people say that in the playoffs when you get divisional teams that meet you. It's hard to beat somebody 3 times. Well, if you look at the stats, it's actually much easier than it is to go 2-1. So.
I know. I also expect you'll probably hear it, especially if the Chiefs have to play the Chargers, and especially if you might see an AFC East team make it to play the Bills. So,
all right,
one or the in that second seed game, it's either going to be Chargers. I feel like it's either going to be Chargers Chiefs or like Bills Pats or Bills Jets, and you're going to hear the same thing. So, I'm right there, right there with you. All right, 5th pick of the week, final pick for both of us. Rams, Green Bay, under 39.5. I hate to sound like a broken record, so I went under for my last 3 picks here. Hey, these are 2 terrible offenses. Stop me if you've heard it before. I don't believe in either of them. Aaron Rodgers looks not great. He's looked better these last couple of weeks, I guess. But he got hurt. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Jordan Love had to come in. He looked fine last week. I just still can't believe in this Green Bay offense. And as much as I don't believe in this Green Bay offense, I believe in the Los Angeles Rams offense even less. That is a terrible offense. Even with Baker Mayfield in there, you know what? They had 3 points in the first 55 minutes of the game. So, you know, I don't expect them to explode and end up at 17 points every single week. I expect them to probably end up under 15, honestly, to be honest, this week. And I don't think Green Bay is going to score the 25 to get you there. I'm loving this has 17-10 written all over it. So yeah, give me Rams, Green Bay under 39.5. They're on Monday Night Football.
Their balmy night in Green Bay, so it'll be 17, 8-mile-an-hour wind. So you're going to have
single digits next week in Kansas City here too, aren't we?
-4 on Thursday night, week from the night. So it'll be minus.
Glad I'll be in Chicago.
Said no one ever when it gets cold, but sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, if it's going to be -4 here, I guess let's see what it'll be in Chicago.
It's going to be colder in Chicago, yes.
Will it?
Most likely. Yes.
Probably, I guess. Well, fair enough. So there you go. Oh, no, it's only getting down to 5 degrees in Chicago. So, haha.
Oh, wow. There you go.
But it's only getting up to 15, so.
Yeah, that's Chicago's. Don't go all the way back. There's a flag down.
Okay.
6-6 if it stands.
Nice. Probably not going to stand. No. Oh, it's roughing the passer. Oh, wow. Tell me if it's a terrible call.
I will. Here's my fun geography fact for you for the week. Are you ready?
Oh, I thought, wow, really a 2-for-1 special. I thought we already had our fun geography stuff.
Yeah, I give you another one. Okay. The western tip of South Carolina is further west than Columbus, Ohio.
That is fun.
How about that for you?
That is a fun little thing. It's like, what if you walk directly south from Detroit? It's like, what country other than the U.S. will you hit first? And it's Canada, and not Mexico. So
correct. Windsor's right across the river to the south.
Yep.
Across the Detroit River. Absolutely correct.
Yep.
Made that crossing myself, son.
Oh, it's kind of fun.
Back in the days before you needed a passport and all that bullshit, where you can just go across, and we gambled because they had casinos in Canada and they did not have them in Detroit yet. So
interesting. They're like, hey, come over here, hey. And I said, oh, hey, we'll see you later.
Yes, you play 21, eh?
Yeah. All right. So for Scott, your 5 picks, he had Baltimore, Cleveland under. You had the Bills -7, Chiefs -14, Pittsburgh, Carolina under, and the Chargers -2.5. I had Miami, Buffalo over, Eagles -9, Pittsburgh, Carolina under, Arizona, Denver under, Rams, Packers under. Feels great. Feels good. Scott, as always, I appreciate you being here. If you guys want to see more from Scott, over there, youtube.com/winnersandwhiners or twitter.com/thesteamroller. You head over to the Winners and Whiners site. Scott's selling premium picks over there, but most importantly on his YouTube.
Right.
It's Once Upon a Time in Las Vegas, the rise of the greatest sports betting show of all time.
I knew once he got it right the first time, he'd have it nailed down. He's a visual learner, he needs a little rope, and he got it done. Hey, and be sure and check us out after the first of the year. Truman and I haven't talked about this, but we're going to be doing a little weight loss show once a week.
Yeah. I mean, might as well. You know, something's got to fill the void left by Steehn versus Machine. So
that's right.
It's going to be Steehns versus the Machines. As in,
I'm going to be taking this losing year right into my weight loss. I'm just going to keep losing.
That's the plan. If I get down 7 units, that'd be great.
Oh, there you go. Make sure you guys check that out as well.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure, my friend. Thanks very much for having me.
Of course, I appreciate it. Oh, and if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, if you want to get it a day early, patreon.com/open disaster. you want to check out what I'm doing, twitter.com/Steehnmachine or twitter.com/DisasterOpen. I'm trying to post more on that Twitter. I'm trying to use my brand Twitters more. I just don't, and I should, but I don't. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. I just wish people would follow the brand things, so I didn't have to keep washing your feed with all the stuff anyways. But, you know, I don't worry that much about annoying people on the internet. I think they get enough of it anyways. So.
I don't know what any of that means, but great.
Fair enough. All right. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next week as we head back to the window. Damn it. No, wait. Take it just wasn't. It just really wasn't the right cadence on it. Honestly. Hope to see you.
This is what happens when you don't show up for rehearsal.
All right. Fair enough. I'm just gonna leave in shame. See you guys. Bye.